Hey, Tommy, it's Coach Raffle. Thanks for reaching out. Happy to review your film. It looks like you've got a lot of the physical attributes that most coaches are looking for at the collegiate level. You've definitely got the height. I would say maybe hit the gym a little bit more, put a little bit of muscle mass on. But other than that, it should be good. Obviously, make sure your grades are up. Keep moving forward academically. So just a quick thought on that muscle mass thing. You want to put on muscle mass, but not enough that it's going to make you less mobile or less agile. So don't overdo it. You're not looking for bodybuilding competitions. We're looking for somebody that can be tough in the pocket and throw the ball. All right, Tommy. So it looks like in this first clip, looks like you're doing pretty well. I like the drop back. I like the set. I would get the ball up a little higher though. Try to get it up a little closer to that ear hole, so that you don't pat the ball. And if you saw that, you did pat the ball right before you started your wind up, and there are some ways to massage that out. A lot of that has to do with the shoulders, but we can get into that here in a minute. All right. So this play, you're doing a good job again with the eyes, keeping the eyes, kind of away from where your ultimate target is. And I don't know if that's a read progression in your scheme, but it looks like you're working pretty good. But if you look here, there's a window about to open on that number three receiver. You got a linebacker with his back turned towards you, and you've got your receiver with advantageous leverage on that defender. Should have let the ball go right there. Now, again, I don't know what that route turns into, and I can't really see the rest of the screen, the rest of the play, or where the other defender is. But it looks like he does appear to be open in that window. So just kind of anticipate some of those things a little bit, and some of that comes with knowing the route and reading what the defense is doing post snap. But all in all, yeah, not bad. Now there is one thing. Obviously, you're keeping your eyes downfield, and that's a great thing. The only thing is, if you look here, you've got to be able to see that pressure coming up the middle. And when that pressure comes, you have to work what we call an evade step, where you always want to step with your back foot first and keep the weight on that back foot. So you step with your back foot, engage the ground with that back foot. Because right here, if you look, you kind of balanced up, and you really put yourself in a position where you can't run and you can't throw the ball because you're bracing for contact. If you work the evade step, what happens is it always puts you in a position where you can do either or, right? So if you've always got your weight, in this case on your left foot, you've got the ability to take off and sprint, or you've got the ability to find that open receiver over there on the 25-yard line and zip it down to him. So work that evade step. Google, YouTube. I'm sure there are some guys out there. I'll try to find some links for you too, and it avoids letting things like this happen. All right. So, like I said, mechanically, it looks like you're relatively sound, other than the evade step and patting the ball. But we'll talk about that in a second. It looks like you've got command of the offense, and that's pretty impressive. Looks pretty good. So now I'm guessing in this play, right about here is where you decided to throw the ball, right? So in your mind, this is you saying, this guy's open. I'm going to get the ball to him. But if you watch from this point forward, you have to wind up a little bit and you pat the ball, right? And you've also got a little bit of a hitch step there in front of that. So those are a couple of things that I would say try to work out, right? So get rid of that hitch step. Once you make the decision, obviously, if you have the ball up, first of all, it's a little easier to release it without having to wind up. Um, but I would say once you make that decision, ball up, avoid the hitch step if you can, avoid the pat if you can, and get the ball out as quickly as possible. All right, so right here, if you take a look at that, there was your pat again. So try to work that pat out. Now, also, if you look at the angle of your shoulders, your left shoulder is up a little bit high, right? So you want to try your best to keep your shoulders as parallel to the ground as you can while you're following through. A way to do that is focus on that left hand, trying to hit your right hip. Right here, it's kind of like lower chest kidney area. You want to try to bring it straight down to your right hip as opposed to across your body. what happens when you throw across your body is you're actually opening the ball up so that it can go anywhere on the field, left or right. It could go up or down depending on how you release it. If you're throwing with a straight through follow through, and you're going straight down to your right hip, in this case, the ball is going to be more accurate because it's not going to have as much left to right movement as it might potentially. So if you can go straight down with that follow through to your right hip, the ball may go high, it may go low, but it's not going to go left to right across the field. And I think that's kind of what happened here.